Hello and welcome to the DeLever myAPC Diary Instructional videos, and this video we're going to be looking at the mySummary of experience. And just draw your attention to the bottom of the page. We have a various number of tabs. Candidate information page where you go to set up the diary, the My Diary page, My Logbook, My CBD Log, and the one we're looking at today is mySummary of experience. If you want to see any of the other pages, those are all separate videos that you can go and look at and watch, and we do the same with each of the pages and walk you through the whole system. So let's start at the top of the page. So when you first hit this page, it seems like a lot of information is on the page. Now this is literally a bit of a dashboard. So top left here, we've got the word counts. Mandatory is 1,500 words maximum. Technicals is 4,000 words maximum. So these are just reminding you the word counts that you have available to you. And the case study is 3,000 words. Now the myAPC diary doesn't really do anything with a case study. You'd be far better writing that in Word and PDFing that and then uploading that into the submission tool at the end of the process. So we're not about writing case studies in here because Word's a much better way of doing that. However, 3,000 words is just a gentle reminder that is your word count quota. When you're dealing with word counts with anything to do with the APC process, stick rigidly to the maximum or less. Do not go over the word count. So we've got a bit of error checking on this sheet. One is if you do exceed the word count for your mandatories or technicals, and the other one is if you're trying to write data and information in the wrong levels. Now let's have a look at what else we've got here. So we've got all of our competencies listed. We've got our mandatory competencies listed. The ones that we chose in our earlier video in the candidate info sheet, we've got those listed against our core, optionals, and optional plus. If you want to know a bit more about competency selection, then watch the candidate information video. Saves me repeating myself here. And also based on what you select in the levels in the candidate information page, you'll have the levels appearing at the top here, and just on the other side of the total word count for this competency, you'll also have the sign-off levels appearing. Now I'll show you a bit more about that in a moment of how you can manipulate that information, but simply the mandatory competence is already set up in the system. So here they are: accounting, principles, planning, etc., all the way down. You've got 2 spare for any redundancy in the future if the RSS decide to put any others in, and you've got the levels that you're taking them to, level 1 or level 2. There's only 3 level 2s and 1 level 3, and the rest are level 1 for the mandatories. Now in our technical cores, we've selected our competencies here and we've put our levels against those. We've got level 3 agriculture, level 2 building control inspections, level 3 capital allowances. Just ought to mention here, there is no one pathway that has this mix. It's just in there for random for our benefit of our demonstration. And you've got big data to level 2 and you've got BIM to level 2. So that's what you've set in the candidate information page. What the rest of this dashboard is doing is now going to count the words that you're writing against each of those competencies, and that's the clever thing part of this. I'm going to show you that in just a moment. And also you can allocate the date that you signed off. So it's gone bright green here because we've got an allocation date. There are no dates to allocate because they're in grey. They're not the levels we're taking it to. And where we haven't allocated the date, you can see they're red. Okay, so you can at a glance immediately see how your competency sign-offs are going, how your word counts for your competencies are going, and how your overall total on the left-hand side here against each of your mandatories and technical competencies are going as well. So this is all completely automated. You can't do anything with this top part. Now that's the little blue sign here goes, scroll down the page to enter your competency description. So if we scroll down the page, here they are. So based on what we selected in the candidate info page, then we'll end up with our competencies. So these are all our mandatories. If we then drop into our technicals, so here's the 4 technicals we've selected, and we drop down to our technical optionals, and they're in there, and our optional pluses in there as well. Remember, you've got lots of redundancy in the system, so if it says select, it means you just haven't used that box, so don't worry about it. You don't need to put any data in it. And at the moment, you only ever have level 1 available in all of them as well. Unless you have selected a higher level, for example here, capital allowances, we've selected to level 3, as we have agriculture, as we have up here against conduct and ethics. So a few little text words in here just for guidance, just delete those when you're ready. And because you've got a web link in here, it's trying to link you out to it as well. So literally you just come in here and just delete it and it goes away. Okay, it's as simple as that. I'm just going to put that back because we want to keep that in there for the demonstration. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the top here. So accounting principles at the moment we have at level 1, and there's text in there already, and there's the date and 72 words. So all of that equals 72 words. Okay, let's just scroll up the page. Accounting principles level 1 and the date. Accounting principles 72 words and the date that we've selected. Okay, so that's how the dashboard works. So I'm going to put some data in here. So you can either click or double click. So I hope you are enjoying, hopefully this is spelt right, this video. Okay, now as soon as I press enter, that's going to count 7 words. Okay, so every time I put a space in, it says, that's a new word. I'm going to go and count those words for you. Okay, so it's counted that. Now, if I wanted to, and again, if you want to keep typing, then you can, but I'm just going to push this a little bit bigger. So it will just keep going on the page like this as you're typing. If you do that, it's now worked out that's 67 words. If you want to put data in from something else, you can either double copy and paste it from another system, double click the cell first and then paste it, or right click the cell, paste special, paste values only. If you just come in here and click and paste from another system, you will tend to bring the formatting that was in the previous system with you. So that might upset things a little. If you manage to break anything to do with the ABC Diary, you just get in touch with us and we'll fix it for you, so it's not a problem. But just to be aware that it's best to copy and paste in that fashion. Okay, so we've now recorded 67 days against business planning level 1. If I wanted to sign that off, again, watch out for the little guidance notes, or if we put our mouse over, we get some validation. Double click, pops up a calendar for me. So I'm now going to say, okay, the 10th of June is when I was happy that I was signed off. So you can use this section to manipulate your summary of experience, to manage the whole process, share this with your supervisor and counselor. Anyone you give that link to that we've sent you can see what you're doing, and you can share it with them so they can go through and they can start ticking things off, and over time you can start to see your competencies develop. So let's just have a look. Business planning, level 1, 67 days, 10th of June. Scroll up the page. Business planning, 67 days against level 1, 10th of June is now signed off. So we've now achieved that competency level. Now, let's say, for example, we were going to do something completely mad here. We're going to open up accounting principles here to level 3. Back to our candidate information page. I'm now going to scroll to the top, accounting principles. I'm going to select that to level 3. Now, interestingly, our summary of experience now is open to level 3. So I can now, I'm just going to grab a little bit of this text, save me having to type it. I can now copy and paste some information into these 2 competencies. Okay, that's now worked out how many words I've got. I can put dates that I've achieved them in there as well from the drop down. Counting principles, 3 levels, put in data and dates, scroll up the page, there they are. And now what that's done is collated each of those. So currently on accounting principles, you've recorded a total of 82 days. On the left-hand side, against our mandatory core competencies, we've recorded a total of 318 words. Sorry, not days, 82 words. I'm getting my days and diaries and everything mixed up. So 72 words against level 1, 5 words against level 2, and 5 words against level 3. 82 in total has been added into this total. So with the 1500 quota, you've already recorded 318 days. Now, trust me, the system does do it. I'm not going to show you, but it does do it. If you manage to get over 1500, this goes bright red. You end up with an error check come up here. The other error check you have, I'm going to go back to my candidate information page, and I'm going to select level 1 on here again. Now, immediately we'll get an error call at the top of the page. See, oops, my ABC Diary error. Now, it's not on this page because that box underneath has not gone red. So scroll to the top, you see your status bar. Okay, the error's in my summary. Come back to my summary of experience, and you now need to scroll down and find the error. There it is, bright red. What's happened is we've tried typing text in a cell that isn't actually relevant. So literally you need to select it and then just delete the data that's in that cell, and the error check will go away. Okay, so that just shows us that you can't, again, make silly mistakes by typing text in that you shouldn't, that then gets added into your word count, and so on. So so that will stop that from happening if you are unsure why your word counts might be going a bit wrong when you can't see it on the page. And again, as always, let's have a look at the other elements we have at the top here. Register copy. If that's bright red and says unregistered, then you need to get in touch because the system won't work. So better to register with us for free. that gets you updates to the competencies if there are any that happen. It gets you technical support as well. All you need to do is literally just get in touch with us. Go back to the candidate info page. There's a link that takes you directly from that page to us. And if you need any help, you pop your mouse over the help and click on the link. That'll take you to our web page as well. Remember, we've got lots of the little instructional bits on the page here. Those can all be turned on and off in the candidate information page, and likewise down the page here. If you wanted to print this out and it's a bit cluttered, let's just do that for you. Candidate info page, back to help tips on or off. I'm going to turn them off. I'm going to come back to my summary, and all of a sudden it's much cleaner and clearer. Okay, so that is the my summary of experience page. I don't think there's anything else I need to tell you other than if you have any questions, then please do get in touch, and thank you for listening. Bye-bye.